to show you how to back up your current MacBook. And these are going to be your files on your desktop, maybe files that you have in your downloads folder, and other files in maybe your documents, and even photos. So to do this, we believe the easiest way for you to do this is to create a folder on your desktop that you're going to use as the central hub for all your files. Once you back up and drag all your files into this folder, you'll be able to move that into your Google Drive a lot easier than it would be if you're doing individual files one by one. All right, so let's get started. First thing we need to do is create a folder that we're going to label Backup 2020, if I want to say that. So I'm on my clean desktop right now. As you can see, I have the Finder up here. I'm not in any application. So I'm going to go ahead and select File, and I'm going to select New Folder. You can also right-click the desktop and select the same thing. But right now, as you can see, it put a folder on my desktop, and it says Untitled right now. It's highlighted blue, so I can just begin typing. Now, I know this happens quite a bit to some folks who are not familiar with MacBook, but if they create a new folder and they click away, it'll say Untitled, and I have seen desktops with multiple Untitled. So to change the name of this, you can right-click and easily just select Rename, or you can click on it one time, wait a few seconds, click on the word Untitled, and it should blink again and ready for you to highlight, for you to name it. Of course, we're not going to use that, so I'm just going to go ahead and move to the trash. All right. So now that we have Backup 2020, we can begin moving files in now. But what I like to do is actually create even more folders inside this one. And that's just for organization. I want to make sure, if I want to have my documents separate from my photos, this is a nice way of doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and open the folder up, go to File, New Folder again. This one I'm going to call Documents. I'm going to go ahead and create another folder. I'm going to call this Photos. And then I'm just going to create another folder and maybe do Miscellaneous, any other file that you might want to use. Okay. So now I have my little folder structure here. I have Backup 2020, and inside Backup I have Documents, Photos, and Miscellaneous. And of course, if you want to get even more detailed, you can go into Documents. You can create more folders in there. All right, so now that we have this ready, we can begin dragging files in. And you can see my desktop right now has some files in here. So just to kind of show you as an example, you press and hold and make an imaginary box over different documents, and that's how you can grab more than one. Of course, you can do them individually just by pressing and holding on your trackpad and moving around. But if you press and hold on an empty area, you can make an imaginary box, which allows you to select more than one item. Another way you can select more than one item is by using the Command key on your keyboard. So if you press on one document, hold the Command key, you can select multiple documents and skip the ones you don't need. Right? So that's a little bit about selecting. So now that you kind of gone over those, I'm just going to go ahead and select all my documents here. So I'm going to press and hold, use my imaginary box. Shows that they're all highlighted. Then what I'm going to do is grab one of those items, press and hold, and not let go. It's showing me that I have 6 items selected, and I'm just going to drag it and drop it into my documents. So now I can verify that yes, my documents are inside my documents folder. So now you just repeat the process and drag any other files you would like into your documents folder.